This is problem 1.31 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book, chapter 1. Here's the position. We're blue. We rolled a 4-2. Our home board's in the bottom right. Look at three possible moves for the 4-2. I'll give you my quick observations, some of Tardieu's key points, Tardieu's expert analysis with feedback from XG, Tardieu's summary, and then I'll modify the position at the end of the video. Here's the first possible move, making the 4-point, 8-4, 6-4, like this. These 15 shots that will hit us on the 8. Makes the innerboard point we want next, which is the 4-point. Breaks our 8-point. Now we only have one checker, a blot on the 8. It could be hit. And leaves 7 checkers stacked on our 13-point or midpoint. Second possible move is to come down 13-11 and slot the 2, 6-2, like this. Leaves 16 shots on these two blots, which is one more than the first roll. Reduces the huge stack on the midpoint, but still leaves 6 checkers stacked on the midpoint. Used to be 7, now there's 6. Unstacks the 6-point. There were 4 checkers on the 6, now there's 3. Slots a point in our home board, but it's a deep point, and it's behind White's checker on the 3-point. Leaves a blot on the 11-point, but we might use it to cover or make a point. We might cover it or use it to make a point in our developing prime here. Third possible move is to bring 2 down from the midpoint, 13-11, 13-9. Leaves the most shots, 18. Brings 2 checkers down from the midpoint, unstacking it as much as we can with this roll. Now there's 5 checkers on the midpoint. We start with 7. Makes our board very flexible with many chances to improve as long as we don't get hit. Here are the 3 final positions. Take a look at each position. Look at the features of each position, the pip count, the strength of each player's board, the threats facing each player, and think about which one looks best to you. Let's recap. Here's the first possible move, making the 4-point before and after. Here's the second possible move, coming down from the 13, 13-11, and slotting the 2-point before and after. And here's the third possible move, bringing 2 down from the midpoint, 13-11, 13-9. Some of Tardieu's key points. When you're forced to leave a blot, like we are here, first count the number of shots you'll be leaving. If being hit is fatal, our number one priority is often to minimize the number of rolls that will hit us. Here, the blot in White's inner board on the R20 is 5. Makes us being hit not that important, so there may be good positional reasons to leave a few additional shots. Arguments we need to weigh when deciding whether to make a move that leaves a few extra shots are, can we make a strategic point or prepare a strategic point to be made? Can we harmonize and diversify our builders, make our builders work together, put them in a position where they can work together well? And can we unstack a heavy point that will increase our flexibility, like the midpoint? Let's look at what Tardieu says for each row with feedback from XG. Tardieu and XG say bringing one down 13-11 and slotting the 2 is the third best of the top three rolls. The fact that this leaves the least amount of shots, I think it leaves 15, the other ones are 16 and 18. That's not that important as a factor in this move, in our decision for this move. White's blot in their inner board on the 20 point, R20, white's 5, reduces the impact of being hit. It's not that big of a deal if we do get hit. The 2 point is not helpful to us. It slots a point that's too deep in our home board. It would be a blunder to make this move. Second possible move, making the 4 point, which looks natural, minimizes shots against us, but leaves us with awful distribution by breaking our A point and keeping 7 checkers on our midpoint. That's why Tardieu and XG say this is not the top roll. Top roll, according to XG and Tardieu, is to bring 2 down from the midpoint. This move prepares our 9 point, which will be a valuable blocking point if white manages to anchor on the 22, which is our 3 point. If white can anchor up here, it'd be important to have this 9 point. Block his 6s. Putting checkers on the 9 and the 11 point pave the way to make the 7 or 9 point. What's more, white's checker on the 22 point is under fire from 3 builders. So if he doesn't cover this, we have 3 checkers that we could hit him with after we bring the 11 and 9 down. 2 checkers. This play clearly increases our future mobility and flexibility. That's why it's considered the best of the 3 top moves. Tardieu's summary: if you have to leave a blot, you may as well leave it on a strategic point that you want to build, even more so when you can improve your distribution at the same time, even if it means leaving a few extra shots. If I modify the position and give white a much stronger home board, like I've done here, compared to the original position here, now I've given white 5 out of the 6 points in his home board covered. Now we need to play a little more cautiously. When we give white a strong inner board, we should choose the move which leaves the least amount of shots, which is making the 4 point. We're also making a great inner board point, which leaves the most shots, 15, compared to the other two, 16 and 18 shots. Let me know if you agree or not, or if I've missed something, or you have a question about something I've said. All questions and comments are welcome. Make sure to check out Alex Eshaghian's excellent review of Tardieu's book on YouTube, as well as Sunny Florida Backgammon Club's informative series of lessons on Tardieu's book on YouTube as well.